Howdy, we are here at the Ipswich Museum with our old friend Stephanie Gaskins and her latest production, which is Ipswich Sports Through the Years.
Well, this was sponsored more than 10 years ago by Bill Markos, who is now deceased. He thought that the museum did not have enough sports information. So he and I had a long discussion, and he decided that he would sponsor it. But we started out probably with about 50 pieces. That would be pictures and a few items. We now have more than 2,500, so I think I have accomplished what he wanted to do.
This is an old friend of mine, Don Wiston.
Don Wiston is an old friend of mine. I used to babysit for him.
Oh my goodness.
So it's been a long time. He went to Brown University, grew up in Stoneham, and he was a very good hockey skater. He won silver medal in 1952.
In Norway, all the games being played outside, and some of them were played in the Arctic Circle.
Almost every sport is included here, and this is field sports. We have Kevin Nyland, who became a professional player also. We have Sandy Weatherall up there, who played world lacrosse.
A side note, her father was one half of the Burton hockey team.
Absolutely. They were famous when I was in college. Up there is a field hockey jersey with all the names of the kids signed on it, the girls that were playing it that year. And here we have what we call summer sports. So those are the ones that mostly occur in the summer. So equestrian was part of that. And this is one of the Kinney girls jumping down at the training session on Ardilla Road.
Wow.
We have a really nice picture of Doolittle. I thought, is that really his name? Because I didn't know. Is it Doolittle? Yes, his father's Don Little.
That's
so
right.
I got that right. And this is a young man who won the Ipswich Marathon, and evidently someone had made him a crown of laurel leaves.
Oh, wow.
But no one seems to know him. Dan Barrington. Anyone knows him? Let me know.
No.
And we move on to water sports, and my old friend Jake Burge, and he had a very long life, and he's done a very lot of things. Yes.
The oldest living CB.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then above, we have Ralph Johnson made that beautiful wheel.
I got to tell you a story about Ralph Johnson. I have a little rowing dinghy and
Yeah.
needed something done to it up there. And like most boat people, you go, oh yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, right.
So I went up about 2 months after I had dropped it off, and I was a little upset. He had gotten a contract with 20th Century Fox to make mast tubes for a mastering commander.
Goodness. Wow.
So he said, you're not as important as 20th Century Fox. That $100,000 job is a lot more to me than your $200.
Funny story about this. I'll try to equal what you. Not quite as funny, but Scott and Jim Martell were here a couple of weeks ago, and they spent the whole afternoon, looking over stuff. And Scott came in. He said, "That looks like the guy who works for me."
Yeah, is it?
It is. This from Yogi Markos. This is his
Anybody who's lived in Ipswich for more than 20 years.
letter sweater
Yogi.
in perfect condition.
Wow.
And you think this means 3 years?
I thought,
I don't know.
you put stripes on for the number of years that you were on the varsity.
Okay.
And back in those days, you couldn't play freshman year on the varsity, so
that
3
may
was
be it.
maxed out.
Yeah, we
Wow.
couldn't forget bowling, could we? No bowling alley anymore, but we had a big bowling community here, and this is the one that is now covered by the big parking area at EBSCO. And this is Spike Sprogny, who has been a mystery to all of us because I didn't know him. I wasn't living here at that time, but he evidently ran the bowling alley, and then he bought it from the Galanisses. And this from 1918, and it is a silver cup that was won, tarnished, that was won by Wally Lathrop.
Wow.
Lathrop Brothers. This, I think, will be well known to a lot of people. This is the Eagle Eye Award that was given at Doug Wordworth's school that he did in the summer. pretty successful in Ipswich. A lot of years they've gone to states. A lot of these are also from the John Thomas collection. So John Thomas was a statistician for all sports
Amazing.
in Ipswich. Okay, another box with some colorful pictures. Julie Hook, Captain Hook, I love that one. Cute. Okay, football has a triple wall because football is the be-all and end-all of sports in Ipswich.
Yeah.
So we have in the center, we have the 1939 Ipswich High School, and they were Class D champs. And their leading player was Jojo Robichaud. If people ask who was the best athlete that ever came out of Ipswich, Jojo would be one of the answers. He was, as everyone says, shifty. You could not follow him. He just kept moving like that. So. And Jojo and a bunch of his friends all played on a team, a semi-pro team that was located in Ipswich. It was called the Red Raiders. And we have this cartoon that was out of the Boston Herald, and it's the original. To honor its eccentricity, we just left it framed the way it was.
I think it's
when I
perfect.
got it.
I think it's perfect.
Another very important person in football was Bernie Adele.
Yeah, he lived down the street, lived with Mickey Williamson. Nice kid, went to Notre Dame.
And an excellent football player.
Excellent.
And
Set
really
some
nice
record,
kid.
I can't remember, was it amount of touchdowns, a yard? I mean, he set some state record.
We have a cheerleader's sweater. Cheerleaders' costumes have changed a lot.
They were a little bit more energetic.
I was a cheerleader. All you had to do was smile.
Wrinkle, rankle, kick him in the ankle, wrinkle, ras,
never
kick
heard
him in
that
the other ankle.
One thing we didn't do was we didn't do gymnastics, cheerleading, and dance. And Janet Kraft, who is well known as a dancer today, that's one of her early pictures. And when she saw it the other day, she said, "Where did you find that?" She said, "I like that." About 40 years younger.
People will hear, locals will come and see it, and they'll bring stuff from their attics.
Right, that's what we want. And if they recognize someone that doesn't have a name, let us know, and that will go into our records.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for covering it.
Come on down, take a look.